What is up, MFers? Welcome out to stop number 7 of the Bassmaster Elite Series season. We are at the biggest curveball of the year, I would say. We're at a place that BASS has never been this time of year, a place that's very hot. I'm sweating here as the sun goes down, and you can hear the humming of the drunk hooligans out there ski boating, jet skiing around, sending wakes all over the place, crashing in, making a freaking dishwasher out there. Welcome to Smith Lake, Alabama. This is a really cool, interesting, diverse fishery, dynamic fishery. If you look at it on the map, probably the most intimidating fishery that I have seen going into this year. This was the one that I circled that I looked at it on a map and I was like, I know nothing about where a fish should live on that lake because it all looks the same and it looks crazy out there. And add to it, we're here in the summer where next weekend is 4th of July weekend. It's about to be rocking out there. It's Sunday now. We just rode into the homie Jody's house. Badass place. We got a beautiful dock out there. Ozzy, Becky, Myra been out there swimming. Max been doing cannonballs in the lake today, but did a little tuning up at a little local lake. Little small lake today to kind of get some feelers out for the spotted bass. Ended up giving up on the little tiny spotted bass because it had like 30-inch stripers. We had those for dinner. They were delicious. Now just kind of getting a couple things tied up, getting ready for Smith Lake. So let's talk about it quick. As I said, I've never been here before. There's like very, very little tournament information about this place this time of year. Every time bass or MLF or FLW has been here, it's been either in the February, March, time of year, or there was an open that got pushed back to October. Not a whole lot of information other than some local tournaments, which are mostly night tournaments because they wisely avoid the boat traffic this time of year. Hopefully we make the weekend. We're gonna do everything we can to make the weekend and make the cut, and it's gonna be rocking out there. We're gonna have some cool shots, I think. Most of the cool shots are gonna be like this, probably with the camera. It'll be an interesting time out there. It's gonna be fun. I like tournaments like this because it's like wide open, level playing field. There's definitely a ton of fishermen from Alabama on the Elite Series that have fished this place a whole bunch. I didn't pre-practice here, nothing. Going in with a clean slate. Practice starts tomorrow. We got 3 days. And the cool thing about this place, it's like probably 95% spotted bass. And it's been taking like 10 3/4 to 13 pounds to win the majority of the local tournaments around here. But it's taking like 9, 10, 11 pounds as well to be up there in check range. So it's very, very tight weights. The difference between a 2-pounder and a 2.4 or a 2 1/4 and a 2.5 pound fish are so minuscule and so important at a lake like this, and getting a big bite, of course, as well. So we got a bunch of stuff laid out on the deck. We got everything from jig head minnow type stuff, some prototype 6 cent stuff. We of course got this guy right here, which I think is going to do a ton of damage. These spotted bass love a little swim bait. That's the Divine swim bait on a little jig head that I pour with a little tiny hook in it. And man, we got so many different things tied up from the small standpoint on little spinning rods that we're going to try. Shaky head. Got the Ned Fry tied on a shaky head. We got Nico rigs tied up with a couple different worms. And then we also got this side of things where we're not going to be trying to just get bites. We're going to be trying to get much better than average size fish. That's everything on this side. You know, we're not going to just throw regular size topwater, at least in practice to get it started. We want to draw some fish. We want to get bigger bites. Magnum catwalk. That thing's bigger than it looks. It's a monster, but these fish are eating the primary forage, which was like at 2 tournaments ago, Lake Murray. They are blueback herring eaters primarily. They also eat shad here, but this represents pretty much anything but a blueback herring with that chrome bottom. Is very, very good. And of course we have 2, 3, 4, 5 freaking baits, glide baits tied up. And we can't go anywhere with clean water in the southeast in the summer that has a lot of laydowns, a lot of docks, a lot of shade lines without a big old rat. This is the D-Tex clack rat. I was just telling Cole, super cool, these D-Tex dudes that have this company. This has become one of the best rats, if not the best on the market. And he reached out and said he started making baits from watching my bait painting videos way, way back when, if you guys remember those. So check them out, freaking badass that they make that. And I'm not gonna say much more about this place because I think I just told you everything that I know about it, which is very, very little. Super deep, steep, clean water, docks everywhere, laydowns everywhere. and ski boats and waves everywhere. That's all I know. Let's go try to find some damn fish. We'll catch you guys in the morning.
That ain't the baby, that's my baby.
I'll take my phone, man. Let's go. I'm just a little nigga from Charlotte, the biggest new artist. They want to see me up the road.
Congratulations on the last turn.
I appreciate it.
Could I get $100 on pump 4 as well?
$1.5 gallon.
Yep. There was $8 right there.
The next big thing! Benjamin Milliken!
God dang, give me some of that.
Just pull up to practice every morning. They drive right to the juice. I seen it with my own eyes. They got all them waypoints and just pull up, know where to fish from the start.
Got one on. Crappie. Angry little shit. Yep. Definitely fat. And the biggest thing that's gonna be tough this week, we didn't even talk about it in the little video segment last night, 15-inch length limit. Most of these lakes got a, I guess, almost 14. Fat one. But most of these lakes got like a 12-inch length limit for spots. This one's 15, so it can be really frustrating and difficult to catch those bigger ones. Good fish though. Yeah, go down there and get that, bud. Had to say hello. I must be used to seeing worms swimming around down there. Nicoing their way through life. Yeah, they probably either flooded or drained out. Someone better be fishing them at least. I'm Bill Dance. Just kidding, it's me, Pat. Johnny on the spot with the topwater 20 minutes later. Swim bait back in my hand. Well. Spooked him when it hit the water. Definitely not a small one. I got the smaller of the three. Let's see how big he is. Doesn't feel very big. Doing his little spotted bass head shakes. Keeper. Maybe keeper. This bait I think is going to be a big player for me this week. 2.7 Divine swim bait. You guys have seen it forever. Oh, definitely a keeper. I do want to weigh some of these. It's nice having everything's so clean on the screen, because it's going to be a big difference being able to tell which of these fish are the 2.4s and 2.5s instead of the 1.7s. 113. That ain't gonna do much for us, but pretty little spotted bass. Don't know why they're out here, but they are. It's a big old wad of them, Cole. They're swimming away from me, so they might be stripey. Stripers! Sign me up. I don't know, they're pretty fucking smart usually. Look at that, that's a group and a half of them right there. They're so smart. I don't know why they're so smart. Dude, LiveScope's automatic. Cheating. The great stripper migration. Couple out there. They don't want anything to do with the bait because they know the boat's here. They're like, we're just trying to go down the channel. Go fuck yourself. They're loaded right here, that's for sure. Those are big ones too. I know there's largemouth tournaments won back here in the spring. With all them bluegill, you'd think there might be a decent population back here. Right by his butthole. Ain't even a keeper. That's why you throw the big baits, Cole. I have had a lot of giant ones coming up on this though. Giant, you know, like 2.5, 3 pounders, but that's a giant here. So I'm gonna keep her in my hand. Look at them all with him. Big old wolf pack right there, Cole. Look at them. Good ones too. Ooh, that one's big. I mean, that's a damn big one there. Whoa. Under that tree. Those were the fish to win right there, bud. All right, bluff. Sick. Shade on a bluff. There was like 8 right there. Wolf pack. Sick. Almost doubled. They were trying to. That was cool. No one will fish this.
Wind's on, here comes. Got one.
Keeper. Barely. A lot of those. That one was pretty good. Well, eat it. Oh yeah, bud. Just winding them in. Woo. We're getting fatter. This thing's been the deal. They don't seem to want smaller stuff. Big Magnum Catwalk. Shout out to Froston and Jennings. They've been freaking wearing them out, the spotted bass up in the mountain lakes on this thing lately. Luckily, they're able to fish for, you know, bass that are 4 or 5 pound spotted bass. There's 4 and 5 pounders in this lake, so I don't know. Seems like you get around some of these points and there's groups of them. Go figure. Bass on point. That's gonna be better. Maybe. Nope, just fat. Look at them. Luckily, they're not following them too bad. God. Activity level is increasing. I'm going to places that I saw some big ones. Oh no. That was so smart that they tied a knot. Like, you know what, that's fake. Let's tie a knot in it, then we'll know if he throws in right away. I had it. They are angry, angry guys right there. Oh. Alright, let's get the fuck out of this spot. Let's go find some more stuff like this. The thing looks like it's freaking 15 pounds. About like the wolfpack fish. 2 and almost 3/4, 2.5. Sick. Catwalk in. Let's go catwalk some new ones and stop burning these to the ground. Probably never be fishing this spot again.
We're gonna go eat some lunch.
There's a couple fish in here.
Well, dropping off Cole at the house for the day, do some editings. We're going back out. It'll be dash cam for the rest of today, and they're finally biting. Let's see if we can turn that into a pattern. A little top water. First point going into a creek. Tie on a little speedway, see something else. Come on in. Not quite a keeper again. This is about as fun as it gets, but if they ain't gonna be keepers, that's gonna waste a lot of time doing it, because you throw on these points and you pull a school of about 50 of them or more, and if the one that gets it is 14 inches instead of 2.5 pounds, and you pretty much got to go to the next point, and all these points got boats on them already. So, I don't know. Trying to stay back off of them a little bit. Make 120, 140 foot casts, which is another great reason to throw this bait, because it bomb casts, but keep at it. Good morning, welcome to day number 3, the final day of practice. You guys didn't see it, but last night I actually ran up here, up a river, and my camera had died or filled up or caught on fire or something. I swear, I could have scrambled a damn egg on the front of my Garmin yesterday. I went to change the settings and it was on freaking fire. But anyways, went up the river here, and some of these docks were absolutely loaded these super shallow docks, and all I caught was largemouth on them, but no keepers somehow. So hopefully it was just a timing deal, and I wasn't really in the right mindset for fishing some of these docks and didn't have time to explore too much. So this morning, we're gonna freaking FBD. We're gonna fish all these docks up here and see what else it might be in this area. See if it's a morning bite a little bit more. But the way the last few days of practice has gone, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of spotted bass fishing if we don't get it going up here. And I've got 3 different ways to catch those spots. The first way, the most exciting way, is on Topwater, on that big Meg catwalk. And I think it's a bite maybe people have missed out on, hopefully, because it only happens from like 10:30 in the morning until 2 or 3 p.m. It's like a midday type bite. For some reason, they won't quite commit to it. They'll just chase it. And it's like a school on points thing where the fish are usually like 15 to 20 feet of water, 15 to 30 feet of water. They're like 10 feet down. There'll be a whole school of them. You can throw that big catwalk over the top of them. And it's like they won't commit to a smaller topwater, so who knows. And then the second way is probably the safest way that I've found to catch them, and that's a drop shot on isolated pieces of, wow, that was a good cast. Drop shot on isolated pieces of wood on some of the points, flatter points, that is, you know, only 25 to 30 feet of water. And then the final way is just gonna be straight up scoping for fish on bait balls in the middle of the dang creek, in the middle of the lake, that are, some of them are, you know, kind of relating a little bit to a, sorry, that's a pretty looking guy right there. They're kind of relating to a point in like 60 to 200 feet of water, but some of them are in the middle of Narnia. But there's one common theme with all the fish, and that is it's really hard to catch a 2-pounder, and then it's really hard to catch, it's like impossible to catch a 3-pounder. I don't think I've caught a true 3-pounder yet. I've seen a few. It's also really tough to catch them on live scope. They do not want to freaking bite at all out there. The only way that I've found it consistently to get like 1 out of every 15 to bite is with a swim bait, a little tiny 2.7 Divine on a super light head, like a 1/8 or lighter even. And that's letting it sink down 20, 30 feet. So hopefully we can just find an 18-pound limit of largemouth on these docks and not have to do that. But from what I saw yesterday, it's probably not like we're looking at it. Or is it a largemouth? It's a spot. A spot mouth. It's a keeper. Just rolled up in a cut here. Barely a keeper. Okay. That's what a spotted bass looks like. I stopped on this dock because I was looking at it, I was like, that's definitely a dock. I'm gonna stop there. Looking for largemouth and struggling our dicks off. FBD. This thing's been like freaking automatic. If you get around spotted bass in these docks, not largemouth apparently, but little homemade jig with the Congo craw trailer. Just the inside pinchers. I ripped the outside ones off. Just seems like, I don't know, I'm getting more bites with the smaller profile. And I don't get any bites when I go to a big profile. God, water's 84 back here. It's cooler. Won 2 tournaments on Truman Lake doing this. And starting there, getting the bushes. June, started June. So we're well past that's the damn problem. Post spawners up eating bluegill. Water's just a little higher than usual. A million of them. More of those guys. Hover jig. They're definitely eating that good. It's kind of tough to tell because they're small and there's a wolf pack of like 50 of them, but. At least they're fat. Just can't get anywhere catching those, you know, because they're not keepers. Hook falls down. It's a good one. Looks so big. It's not. 2.7 Divine. Let's see what this monster weighs. $2.5. Sucks. Better than what we just caught. Just gotta weed through them, Cole. That is a different one. That's a 3+ pounder there. It looks like it's freaking 18 pounds. We just made a switch that I think is pretty critical, honestly. I'm also running 4-pound test on all these. Switched up to a lighter head. Look how fat that fish is. Get the hook out. Begging. Can you take a picture of me, Cole? 3.9, 3.10. Sweet. Take 5 of her, that's for dang sure. 20 of her. 20 of her will win. Without question. That is a wrap on practice at the beautiful Smith Lake, Alabama. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy to get a freaking quality bite out here, but it is a beautiful lake and you got beautiful bugs just chirping their little hearts out this evening. It's been a long 3 days of practice. It's been super hot, as I've said 300 times. I'm sweating right now because it's like probably a feel like over 90 just sitting here in the dark with the humidity. But I'm getting things tied on right now. It's gonna be a spinning rod bonanza mixed in with that big old topwater, and that's freaking it. Finally got on some quality fish, scoping out roamers, which, man, I know it just looks like you're out there in the middle of nowhere because you are, but it takes so much skill. The perfect weight jig head, it was just something I kind of figured out today. A little bit lighter jig head was key for me to get those fish to commit. And I don't really know what else to say about it. It seems like anywhere it's like a mouth of a creek where there's some flatness to the points, there seems to be quality ones out roaming in 60 to 200 feet of water right out from those points. And some areas, for whatever reason, they're not 1.5 to 1.8, they're 2 pounds plus. And I even got that one that was 3.5+ pounds today, which was absolutely key. Somehow we could catch 20 of those, we would win the tournament. But I'm hoping to get 1 or 2 of those 3-pound bites and then mix in some 2 and change each day. And that's going to have us sitting pretty solid, I think. I don't know, weights are going to be higher tomorrow, I think. People are going to get one of those, lucky big bites, whether that be a big largemouth or 1 or 2 of those big 4-pound spots. And then day 2, it's going to be a lot about consistency. So I think, cut range, I've heard guys talking all over the place, but one thing I do know is there's going to be a pile of people from 10 to 12 pounds. And so it's going to be all about, what's going to get us to 12+ pounds. 12 pounds divided by 5 is what? 2.5 times 5 is 12.5. So you're going to have to average, I don't think 12 pounds is even going to be I don't think half the field's gonna have 12 or more pounds. I think it's gonna be half the field's gonna have 11 pounds. I think that's gonna be about the cut range. After 2 days, it's gonna be 22 pounds. That's my guess, my prediction, because it really takes a lot of sorting through and catching to get one that's 2 pounds 3 ounces, or 2.4. So if you can catch 5 of those a day, that's going to have you right at about 11.5-ish pounds. So we'll see. Who knows? Going to see how it shakes out, and hopefully we can get the big ones to bite. One thing I do know is I'm going to put these damn little Divine swim baits, them juggles, to work, and we'll mix in that big Magnum catwalk when I see the fish line up right on those points. Hopefully we can make the big ones stick tomorrow, guys. We'll catch you boat 44 tomorrow, so doesn't really matter that much when you're out roaming around after the deep water fish. But I'm liking what we found. I don't think it's the winning fish, but I think it could develop into something that could be very good as long as we maximize and we stay with the fish. It's gonna be good. Look forward to seeing it, and thanks for watching this one, Meffers. Out of here. Peace.